Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're all here. For today's video, I thought that we could look at why you decided to reincarnate in this lifetime. You know, we like to look at our lives like, ew, why am I here? Why would I do this to myself? Especially if you have the spiritual belief that you kind of like choose to come back to earth to learn lessons or whatever you want to do. I think it would be interesting to see why our souls chose to come to earth in this lifetime. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in getting a personal reading from me, there will be a link in the description box. And yeah, let me go ahead and show you the options that we have today. So here are the 4 piles that I have for you today. Starting off over here with option number 1, we have rose quartz. Next up with option number 2, we have a selenite wand. Okay, for the third option, we have lapis lazuli. And last but not least, we have labradorite. Okay, as always, go to the option that you feel most drawn to. You might now want to take a deep breath in and out and ask yourself which of these options, which of these crystals has a message for you. And I will see you at your reading. Hi there, option number 1, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the rose quartz, welcome. Hi. Let's start off with some tarot because I've already pre-pulled your oracle cards, so I will do the shuffle on camera for you. I just got to decide which deck to use. I think it's going to be this one, the Light Seers Tarot. Is there 2 there? No. So that is the 6 of Cups. I'm going to show you the cards as I talk about them. Ooh. You've got the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So that's 2 6s. Could be a life past 6. And then you also have Justice reversed. And you know what? I'm going to pull clarifiers now at the same time as well. Where's my Justice here, please? Ooh, 2 of Cups. Clarifying Justice. We have Judgment. Okay, that's a lot of cards. The 3 of Wands, you guys have the Knight of Cups, the Tower, and the Devil. As I said, I'll show you close-ups as I mention the cards individually. And why is the 6 of Cups here in reverse? One thing with this deck, it likes to give me too many cards. Okay, clarify the 6 of Cups in reverse, please. There we go. 4 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, one situation I do see, this might not be for all of you, but it just kind of came up with like the 6 of Wands, Justice, 2 of Cups, and Judgment, that kind of area, is I feel like maybe some of you guys end up in a situation, or you meet someone, this could be romantic or it could be friendship, but I mostly see romance, where you kind of have to like almost fight for that love in terms of like receiving. Maybe there is a difference, maybe in age, in race, in religions, or something like that, that causes you to that means you have to fight for your love to be accepted. Oh, it could also be like LGBT or something like that as well. Yeah, because of the Judgment card. And then the Six of Wands is kind of like a public recognition of it. So possibly a feeling of judgment from others, a feeling of needing to release yourself from their judgment in order to pursue something that it feels like a soulful connection, like a soulmate or something like that. And this pursuit may feel, and it kind of is, I guess, as well, it's like I'm hearing a miscarriage of justice. It's like an injustice, because there's nothing actually wrong with it. It's just that society is telling you it's wrong, or your family is telling you it's wrong, or something like that. So that's one thing I'm seeing. I don't know if that narrative will continue, but that's the first thing I saw as I saw this pile. So we have the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. You know what I also feel as well for some of you guys? It could be to do with the situation, or it could just be, I feel very washed out, or it could just be like in general, you guys might need to leave home with the Six of Cups and the Four of Pentacles reversed. You might have to like leave a family situation or something that feels familiar in order to, again, experience freedom. Three of Wands, the Tower, the Devil here. Yeah, with the Three of Wands, I'm feeling that message of expansion, of growth, of having to grow in a new territory. It's reminding me a bit like the, what deck is it called? The Vice Versa Tarot deck, which sadly got ruined, so I can't use that anymore. But on one side of the deck, there's like a picture of, I think it is a guy, but a picture of someone, and they're looking out into this almost desertedness, and they've come from the forest. So they've come from this kind of comfort, and now they have to, and I think it also has the symbol of air and water as well. So mixture of those emotions and that passion, that drive to kind of break away from the comfort zone and experience something new. And it could be a person that is pushing this drive, like that could be the passion for you guys, or it could be a certain career that isn't the norm, or maybe just a lifestyle that isn't the norm, for example doing tarot or something like that. Because you have the Tower card here as well, which is like a destruction of a foundation that actually was never truly secure or wasn't really meant for you. And then also this Devil card is giving me kind of like a lure to something that is an attachment, but it's not benefiting you. It's necessary for you to detach in order to feel this freedom from judgment, in order to get this success. The Six of Wands is also reminding me of like quite a leadership role, so that could be something that you guys enter into in this lifetime. Like maybe you found that your life path includes you speaking up for others who have been in the same situation as you, and kind of entering a leadership role in that way. Okay, Knight of Cups is quite a romantic card as well. Let's see what else we can get from that. Knight of Cups, relationships, responsibilities. Why is this Knight of Cups here? Again, justice coming out. So yeah, it could be about you fighting for love, fighting for because the Knight of Cups is about an expression. So fighting for a certain expression of love. So for, like I said, the LGBTQI community, it could be religion, it could be something like that. Could be race. It could be something that makes you different from maybe the people that you've currently surrounded yourself with, your current environment in some way. Okay. Clarify that Four of Pentacles, please. What more can you tell us about this Four of Pentacles? So clarifying that Four of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords, that is clarifying the Six of Cups reversed. And again, I just got the word detachment. So there may have been a need to detach from, again, Six of Cups is like familiarity. It's past memories and stuff like that. Like childhood dreams. Like if we look at this card, you know, kind of symbolizes all those things. So I need to detach from that. Like with the Four of Pentacles, like Four of Pentacles to me feels quite closed off, like you're kind of hiding a part of yourself, or you're hiding something that you feel of value to you. I'm not quite sure why the Seven of Pentacles is here. Let me see. It's like seeing slow effort in something. What is that? Queen of Cups. So it could even be that your current surroundings, like your this closed offness could be from your family members. Like maybe they are just not, I don't want to say naturally, but maybe a part of your generational I don't want to call it trauma, generational patterns in your family, is that they're very detached and closed off from expressions of emotion, which is funny because I mentioned the water and the air in that Three of Wands card. If I can find the card, I'll put it on the screen. But in that Three of Wands card in the Vice Versa Tarot, talking about them having the air and water elements, and then that's just come out here as well. So it could be that either you couldn't express your emotions to your family because they are quite closed off, or it could be because of their judgments or something like that. Or maybe you've just never felt that level of emotion. And especially if someone else came and gave that to you in whatever capacity that they did, so long as it's not like inappropriate, then no wonder that you decided that that situation was better for you, you know? Because you deserve to be loved. You deserve to feel loved and appreciated. Talking about the Tower. King of Pentacles. Interesting. And the Star card reversed. Please excuse me, I'm trying to eat my breakfast like mid-reading. So we have the King of Pentacles and the Star card reversed, clarifying that Tower card. Interesting. The King of Pentacles is quite a family card. This could be, maybe it was a domineering parent, like a father figure as well, who kind of dampened those dreams, wishes. Again, it could be to do with career as well. Again, the Devil is quite masculine energy, as well as the figure on this Knight of Cups is the male as well. So, and then you have the Three of Wands as being that female figure. So I'm not saying this is to do with like your gender specifically, but there could have been quite a masculine or dominating figure in your environment who kind of, again, that kind of harsh detachment, very critical feeling of wanting to, of not wanting to maybe, but the consequence of it was that it affected the way you dreamt. It affected the way that you believed, it affected what you believed you could achieve. And then it's like a release of this judgment is a freeing of the soul for you in this lifetime. So I want to move on to your oracle cards. Right, I'm going to start off with the archetype. So we have, oh, what does that say? The ring. Interesting. That instantly makes me think of marriage and commitment as well. A commitment to something. It could be even a commitment to like a dream that you have. Again, something that could be unconventional, like I want to be in the theatre. Especially with the 6 of Wands card, it always reminds me of someone who's on stage or in a theatre or something like that. Someone who wants to pursue something like artist, like an artist. But yeah, like artistry or a creative pursuit, acting, whatever it may be. Or even it could just be a commitment to a person that seems unconventional. Could be an unconventional relationship like polyamory, goodness me. Okay, then we also have the kiss. Again, a very romantic connotation of the card. And I don't know, I got the word softness from that. Softness. So again, the idea of like experiencing an environment where it was very cold, very harsh, maybe quite emotionally detached, and then having this experience of someone who is the opposite of that, who is very soft, who is very kind, who is very loving, who allows you to be emotionally expressive in some way. Let's look at this Romance Oracle card. I was very confused that Spirit wanted me to pull Romance Oracle cards for this reading because you wouldn't think it connects, but it seemed to be doing a great job. So you guys got the card Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And ooh, if you even look at this card, you can see like a man and woman almost looking as if they are on their wedding day or something like that. So I'm seeing the narrative again of you committing to someone who and the situation of it not quite aligning with your family's values or whoever's values. It means that you kind of have to distance yourself from this connection. You have to go off on your own or with this person and search for a new put roots somewhere else, basically. Search for a new beginning. This could even be like a monetary issue, like coming from a very privileged or wealthy background and then dating someone who's the opposite of that, and then your family not agreeing with that or something like that as well, or vice versa, you know. Right, your Wisdom of the Oracle card is Peace and Milk and Honey. So we have Peace. And we have Milk and Honey. Again, very, very soft cards with very, very soft connotations to them. Like your environment could have been very chaotic, very, again, just very harsh, it feels like. Like the idea of milk and honey is very soft, it's very positive. It's like you can just, like this elephant is doing, you can bathe in it without worry. Without worry of like ridicule, of being like, don't be so silly. Like maybe you guys have quite a lot of Capricorn placements in your chart as well. That would suggest that you grew up in an environment that was quite strict, quite rigid, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity to express that childlike energy within you. I feel like a lot of Capricorns have this childness to them, and I don't mean like that in a bad way, but they have this oh my god, they have this childness, what the hell, I can't remember, okay, to them, but it's expressed in very, it's only expressed around people they feel very comfortable around. And sometimes it's expressed in a way that people feel offended by. It's like they almost don't quite know how to be a child in a way. For example, through sarcasm, like some people can be offended by sarcasm, but sarcasm is quite like a playful, that's the word I'm looking for. It's quite a playful attribute to have. So I find that a lot of, it's like Capricorns are known to be quite sarcastic, but sarcasm can also sometimes come across as offensive. So you kind of have that duality of the Saturnian energy there, where Saturn energy is, you know, it's respected and it's respected and, you know, whatever. But also sometimes the rigidity of it is kind of like, sometimes it's a bit unrelatable. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, so peace. Yes, that calmness, that softness. You see that dove? And it's also, again, I heard the word as soon as I said dove, I heard the word purity. Because, you know, doves are usually representative of like purity and stuff like that. I feel like whatever life you live after the life that you had, in a way, you could even like completely change up your life, like change your name, change the area that you live in. Like I really see a big change for you guys at some point in your life, and that's not to like make you worried or anything. Again, this is a reading about why you chose to incarnate in this lifetime. So your soul chose to do this, your soul wanted to learn in this way. Right, I want to read some of the messages for these cards. I'm just trying to decide which ones to start with. I think we're going to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle. Right, so because it was in reverse, I will read the protection message that comes up here. It says, now is a time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there are dissonant notes in the music of your life, all that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. Find harmony within yourself and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be filled with beautiful music. I think that is another message for you guys, in that I see a really, I'm sorry I keep bringing up the family example, so apologies if it doesn't 100% relate to you, but I keep seeing like this very strong family unit who always supports each other, who is there for each other. But because you are kind of like the black sheep of the family, it's like despite all those benefits, it's like you can never quite be yourself and get those benefits, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you could grow up with the richest family in the world and be given everything, but if you're not given emotional support, if you're not given if you're not allowed to have your own identity, sometimes it's just not worth it most of the time. And most of the time we just start rebelling against it because we don't feel like we are living the life that we should. And that's exactly what your soul is like craving, right? It's craving for you to be 100% yourself. So when it talks about going within, it's like you're not going to find this confirmation outwards. Again, there's lots of judgment out there, that we saw the judgment card here for you guys. And it's only when you learn to stop judging yourself, stop taking on those judgments, that you will really be free. So with Milk and Honey, your protection message reads, a namelessness unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly, before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted. Feeling worse than before, you may continue struggling, or you may see that light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. So again, talking about focusing on yourself, it may be that a relationship or situation pushes you to go beyond the limitations of your current circumstances, whatever they were or are. But fundamentally, what the lesson here is, or why you chose to incarnate in this lifetime, is because it's about you as an individual. It's about your individual growth, not a growth. I mean, you can grow with people, but at the same time, if you're not growing just yourself, like, you know, not being codependent on that other person as well. So you're looking at the messages of the kiss and the ring here, again, about deepening your connection with self and with others as a whole, and also tapping into divinity as well. This whole situation may have brought you to a whole spiritual awakening where you kind of recognize that interconnectedness with other people and realize that we're not separate from, but we're like, you know, we're all one technically. We might choose to live our lives differently, but, you know. Also thinking about the ring as a cyclical kind of pattern. Here it kind of looks like a rose even. Again, very romantic. Oh, I keep feeling it for your pal. Very romantic connotations for your reading. So the love example could really be for you guys, that I felt at the beginning, and then also about that cyclical pattern, generational patterns and stuff like that, and really just realizing that that's not how you need to necessarily live your life. Here I'm just noticing how the hands are in the shadow of this, I guess what would be a moon. So it's like, again, living that a part of your life in secret, experiencing a person or, you know, a love in secret because of the fact that you may have, you know, not have the support from family or friends. Right guys, so that is everything that I have for you today. Thank you for coming to this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. I am also now open for personal readings. If you're interested, there is a link in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose this Selenite wand, welcome. Hi. Okay, I'm going to start off with tarot cards because I've already pulled your oracle cards, so I thought I would do a live pull of tarot cards. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go with this deck. So well, that was very quick. I feel like there's one more that needs to come out though. Okay, interesting. Love this. Why am I saying I love this? I actually don't know what it is right now. Maybe that was intuitive. So yeah, I will show you the cards as I talk about them. I'm deciding whether to pull clarify straight away because that's what I did in option number 1 and I kind of liked it, but I feel like I could get some messages right now. Okay, Page of Wands, Two of Wands. I feel like this is a experience almost of, it's like a detachment or a separation, just because it's not necessarily what the cards mean, but just because like we're starting off with the Two of Wands and then we end off our spread with the Page of Wands, and you just kind of see like going from 2 to 1, and then also with the Lovers here, the World card and the Chariot here. The World card and the Chariot are in reverse, so I feel like, and then also the difference between these cards again of like the Two of Wands being someone who is looking out from their like almost a castle or building, looking to expand but not quite making the plan to do it yet. And then the Page of Wands is someone who's out in this kind of big desert area and just kind of, it's got the idea and it's kind of going to go after it now. I hope that makes sense, because after this you would have the Knight of Wands. I do think there is an element of decision being made here as well. There's the Chariot, the Lovers, and the Two of Wands. Well, the Chariot talks about direction. It moves in a certain direction. When it's in reverse for me, it means that there's no movement, and also because it's kind of like I'm not sure which way to move, I'm not sure which way to go. And then the Lovers, the alternative meaning of it is about a decision to be made because of that Gemini energy, that duality. Yeah, I keep hearing the word separation. So you guys might find that in this lifetime you experience a separation from someone. And I feel like with this Lovers card, it was a separation on account of I mean, obviously we all have free will and stuff like that, but I feel like the divine had, or your guides or whoever had a role in this, because it's almost like this goddess energy is at the top here, in between these two, and these two kind of are like looking very shocked, like oops, oopsie, like they did something that they shouldn't have or something like that. I mean, I'm pretty sure this card is meant to represent Adam and Eve vibes, but I'm definitely seeing Adam and Eve vibes right now. And they're like, what did we do? What? And then, oh, if we're even talking about Adam and Eve, I'm really creating this whole story here, but how in the story, if I'm correct, God kind of like obviously banishes them from the Garden of Eden, and then they kind of have to fend for themselves here. So if we think about this page of Wands energy, where I'm talking about someone going from a 2 to a 1, going from having someone to rely on almost to having to rely on yourself and fend for yourself, having to figure out things for yourself. So that could also be something that you guys will experience in this lifetime. It's like, whilst you might find you have support from your guides, you might have less guidance from your guides in a way. Like there's less of them being like, yeah, go here, do this, do that. It's like they're trying to make you figure out, or at least your reason for coming here in this lifetime is figuring out things for yourself. Let's get some clarifiers going. Right, clarify those 2 of Wands energy here, please. Just push these up. Those who chose Selenite 1, please. Those who chose the Selenite 1, this is 2 of Wands. So we have the Star card in reverse for that 2 of Wands, which actually came out in option number 1 as well. Ten of Cups, very interesting. Try it in reverse, please. So we have the 6 of Swords and the 10 of Wands reversed. There's a lot of here for this. Queen of Wands, more wand energy. I just heard the word decisiveness. It's about making decisions. And I said about making decisions that benefit you. Again, very similar to option number 1, so you guys might have been drawn to that. And Justice. Justice also came out in option number 1. Okay. And Justice as well. Which also has that duality to it. Ow. Hold on. The page one isn't Justice in the face. 2 of Cups reversed. See what I mean when you're going from that 2 to the 1. Some of you guys might be life path 1s, maybe life path 2s even, but that doesn't really, maybe life path 2s. Got 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck there. Let's show it to you actually. Okay, this is very confusing to me because we have the energy of like doing something alone but also doing it with someone. Again, on this wild card, I'm very drawn to the Leo at the bottom. More fire energy. Don't know if you guys just have a lot of fire energy in your charts. Maybe especially if you have like a fire moon as well. And then I'm drawn to the cat here, which kind of A lot of people represent cats with like individuality. And it feels like this Queen of Wands has achieved something. Obviously she has, she's a queen. But it's like, I've achieved it myself. I've got here by myself. And it's like, I'm waiting for my King of Wands to come, you know, I'm waiting for this counterpart to meet me here. So either you experience a separation in this current lifetime, or it's like you're separating from a soul. It's like your counterpart, say like maybe you have a divine counterpart or something like that. It's like you separate from them before you even get to Earth, because it feels like someone's always with you but they're not actually with you, if that makes sense. For example, on this Six of Swords card, I always feel that even though this person is moving away from a troublesome time, this person who is pushing them is always like a helping hand. It's helping them through it. As well as clarifying, I mean, you also had the Ten of Wands reverse come out, so a release of burdens. Because, you know, this guy's carrying way too much. He thought he could do it all himself, but he can't. So when it's in reverse for me, I always feel it as someone releasing a bit of responsibility or burdens. But again, if I bring you back to the Six of Swords again, it's like the person who's being pushed away from this has their hood on. They're not looking at this person. It seems like they can't. For me, the energy of this card right now is that they aren't noticing it. They aren't noticing the help. So it feels like almost quite a spiritual energy. So again, whilst a separation may have happened, there could be like almost this, oh, I don't know what it is, but it's like this maybe spiritual, like an energetic push from another person. Or it could be that they haven't actually incarnated and they kind of help you that way. Again, I'm being drawn back to this Lovers card here. And if you're relating to kind of knowing maybe that you have a counterpart or a soulmate or something who is now acting as a guide for you, you see this woman, she looking I'm sorry, you see this woman, she's kind of acknowledging this grand divine being that's floating above their heads, whereas this guy is kind of like looking at her like, what is it, what are you looking at? So it almost feels like you feel this presence, or you kind of notice this presence, but no one else notices or feels the presence. It's like a specific guide or energy for you to experience. It's like, imagine these two are about to kiss and then that spirit guide comes in and they're like, wait, no, this isn't your person, keep moving on, keep moving on. And you're like, okay. And this guy's like, what just happened? I thought everything was fine. But you just get like this intuitive nudge or something where you just feel like this isn't for you. And it kind of, yeah, it kind of redirects you. Redirects you with the Chariot card here. When I'm speaking about direction. Yeah, so when things feel, if I'm really forcing that message, I could say that with the World card and the Ten of Cups here, it's like when things feel incomplete, again, that intuitive nudge that tells you this isn't your resting place almost, because there's more out there for you. There's a Ten of Cups for you. So don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Do 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 do. You got it going around, round. Don't ask me why that song just came to me. Okay, I'm gonna move on to your oracle cards because I feel like we're there, but we're not quite there with the message. We're there, but we're not quite there yet. So let's see what the oracle cards have to say, so that we can actually get some real clarity about why you chose to incarnate in this lifetime. Right, so let's start off with the archetype cards. Interesting. So we have the threshold here. And we also have nectar, the nectar. I just heard the word sweetness, like sweet light, oh my god, I can't talk. Sweet like nectar. Again, on this nectar card, you have that duality of dark and light. We have one half that's in white, one half that's in black, but both kind of have elements of the other in it as well. I'm very drawn to this hand reaching down as well. If you guys are resonating to that kind of narrative of someone helping you from the divine, again, I feel like we haven't quite got why you chose to come here in this lifetime. I know it's about decisions. There's a certain element of duality, but again, we have this hand coming down, almost like a helping hand. But I don't feel like it's necessarily your guides though. Then we have the threshold. I'm just very drawn to the vibrancies of this color, of the colors in these cards. There's a particular fire energy to you. I'm like hearing that if it's not in your chart directly, it could be like in your degrees. Right, let's move on to Wisdom of the Oracle. So we have the card, let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Let go of control issues. Again, if I'm looking at the energy of this card, it's like, if you look at this man looking at the woman, but the woman's looking at these guides or angels that is floating above them, and she's protecting the child from it. It's like you have this intuitive nudge when things aren't meant for you, or when there's danger or something like that. It's like you're receiving these messages whether you know it or not, and it protects you from certain people, it protects you from certain situations. You might find that you want certain things, again with this Lovers card, but actually by not getting them, it's like a form of protection for you. Again, I get that, but I don't see why that would make you want to incarnate in this lifetime. Is that just, it could just be a lesson for you guys that you want to learn how to surrender to divine guidance, surrender to the unknown, because you may not ever see this person, you may not ever get actual confirmation for someone who is guiding you, but you just feel it, you just intuitively know, and that has to be enough for you in this lifetime. I'm hearing a message that like maybe you guys had gifts of mediumships in other lifetimes where maybe you could actually see things, but you may not have that gift in this lifetime. So it's kind of like there has to be a bit more trust in this lifetime because it's not there. Okay, let's look at your Wisdom of the Oracle cards. So we have Community, that came out in reverse. And then we also have Soulmate, which came out in reverse as well. So Soulmate, that could be a clarifier for the energy that I'm feeling here. You could have a guide who is a soulmate, who has been a soulmate in past lifetimes. You could even have like maybe a twin flame or soulmate who passed on in this life and now they are a guide for you. So that could be confirmation. If you've been feeling their energy, if you feel like they're still around you, but you never quite, like you don't have that 100% reassurance of it, then I guess this reading could be confirmation for you. With this community card in reverse, it talks about feeling like you need to do everything yourself. Again, letting go of control issues, allowing other people to come in, whether that's divine beings or people in your life, to come in and help you. I'm hearing to celebrate you as well. You guys might also have a child with this person, or you may have a child with this person. And you know how like just how you have chosen to incarnate in this lifetime, so do your children, so do your family, so do whatever, all these different experiences and people around you. So I feel as well that, say if you guys shared a child in a past lifetime, if you haven't met this person in this lifetime, or you have one in this lifetime, this child is like, this person is helping you and your child out. Because this community card, the giraffe kissing this little giraffe's head, and how I spoke about in this control issues, this woman almost protecting this little child, even though it really looks like a grown adult, but it's fine. And even again, if we think about this soulmate card here, where we have this head kind of leaning onto the other one, protecting it, nurturing it, and then you have this being in the shadows here watching over, and all this love and goodness in there. Yeah. And how one penguin holds the key and the other one holds the lock, and it's like the one who is almost looking a bit bigger, who has this kind of parental role, is looking after the one, protecting this little one. So it's like someone watches over you and you watch over someone else. So you guys may have experienced a loss in this lifetime. I don't want to predict a loss if it hasn't happened, so don't allow your mind to worry about those things. Remember, this is a general reading. What I want to do is read particularly this threshold one. We have the threshold, the door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at the threshold of initiation. Here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. Threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. A metaphorical death must occur. Some may not recognize you. You may struggle to recognize yourself. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend. Just take that one necessary step towards the future that calls you. I feel like that message really goes with option number one, strangely. So again, you may have felt drawn to that. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to watch it, but you may have felt drawn to that reading. The threshold. I'm going to look at the nectar message, and hopefully that will bring everything together. I feel like for you guys as well, there's a lot of the unknown present in your life, in this experience that you're having of life at the moment. Because as much as I try to get information from this card, it's like I can't. It's like it says in this reading, is that, you know, you don't know, in a way you don't always know where the threshold is taking you, what will be beyond this threshold. But it kind of just crumbles beneath you and you have to navigate this new territory. I think this reading has come to you to say that despite the uncertainties of your life and maybe the feeling of a lack of direction about where you're going, you'll always have guidance in some way. There is this spiritual protection, I should say, is most important. It's like there is this protection for you guys. It's protecting you and it's protecting your loved ones. I feel like if I pulled the Moonology card, you would get that card that was like, you and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, it's protecting you from situations who I'm hearing do not deserve you. So this could be people who do not deserve you. I feel like you guys are the type of people who have like a very specific plan or goal in this lifetime, and it's like you've told yourself as you entered this world, as you've entered this experience, that you're not going to let anything stand in your way. And maybe sometimes that leads you to overly control things because your human brain doesn't quite comprehend that sometimes things aren't going to be for us, or we think that, okay, I want to have a, let's just make it be about money or something like that, because I feel like a lot of us care about money. You know, I want to be a millionaire or something like that because I want to be able to support my family. I want to be able to not worry about money and all these different things, basically, because I feel like a lot of you guys, it's coming down to support for your loved ones. Like there's a deeper meaning behind what you want. It's not just for you. And then you're like, oh, what was I saying? But then, you know, you go for a job that pays 100,000 a year, but you don't get that job. And then you're like, well, why didn't I get that job then? If I'm meant to be a millionaire, then why didn't I get that job? But it's like, actually, this spirit guide has been protecting you from, maybe you would have got that job, but maybe you would have lost it. Maybe you would have got that job, but maybe, let me think, maybe your managers were like terrible to you, or your co-workers weren't really the type of people you want to be around. So it's like all these little details, Spirit is protecting you from all these little details. So it's like, actually, no, Spirit gave you this great idea. Again, you have this little fire energy here, this page energy as well, which is about ideas and creation. Spirit has gifted you with this great idea in order to create your own dream business, so that you can surpass the limitations of the corporate world, so that you can hire the people that you feel most connected to, so that you can build a community of understanding and of support. But it's like within each of these stages of your life, Spirit is always there. Right, let's just look at the nectar real quick and then we'll be done. The nectar, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as the Amrit, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar or sacred elixir is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, Soma, is known to activate subtle intelligent forces that ease the mind, body and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said that when someone has activated the substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. Yeah, so when it says here, the nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. So, which really just relates to what I was saying about that one thing not actually being for you in the grand schemes of things, but you're still going to get what you want, but it's going to be in the way where you can heal, regenerate, be there for your loved ones, be loved, you know? So, I feel like that reading took a turn that I didn't really expect it to go in, especially compared to option number 1, but I feel like it wasn't as defined as the way, it wasn't like, why did you come into this lifetime in that way, maybe, I don't know. But I guess it was what you needed to hear. I set the intention for this reading to be healing, to provide clarity, and yeah, most of all, and to provide peace as well. So hopefully that did bring some of that. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up and comment below how it resonated with you. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. I'm also now open for personal readings if you're interested. There will be a link in the description box, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the Lapis Lazuli. Let's start off with some tarot cards for you. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this deck actually. So you have the World card, the Chariot. You've got the same 2 cards as option number 2 here. Let's go one more. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. To be fair, in option number 2, it was the World and the Chariot was reversed. And the Ace of Cups, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I will be showing your cards as I kind of go through the reading and talk about them. I'm thinking I might pull Clarify straight away for you guys, like I did with number 1. Yeah, let's do that. I've got the World card here, please. So we've got the 10 of Swords clarifying that World card. 2 of Cups. This has been coming out quite a lot. I'm going to put that in reverse for you guys. Yeah, I'm going to put that in reverse with the Chariot. Ace of Pentacles. The 6 of Swords. Again, very similar energy to option number 2. Goodness me. They just didn't get any aces. What's the Ace of Cups here, please? And the Queen of Wands. Again, oh my god, option number 2 got that as well. Okay, very similar energies in these readings today. Well, with these aces here, I'm really feeling like new energy, because obviously aces represents new beginnings. I feel like this lifetime for you guys it's an opportunity to start anew in some way. You could be learning like a new skill, or just learning something new about yourself, because you know you can come to earth as many times as you like, as much as you want yourself to grow, I guess. So you guys might have found that there's less of a focus on love for you in this lifetime. Maybe you've just been quite disinterested in it, or even if you are interested in it, it's almost like you don't have a lot of opportunities around you to pursue a love that you desire or something like that. It's like your focus is being shifted towards other things, i.e. career, and obviously you have the Ace of Cups here, but I feel like it's more an internal love for self. This is very different. I guess they want me to keep using the Rider-Waite today, so I'm gonna do that. I think that's the Moon. Yes, that's the Moon representing the World card here. You know what, with this World card again, I'm kind of getting the notion of a new beginning, because the World card represents the ending of the major arcana, and after any ending there will be a new beginning. Right, okay. What is the Chariot here? Again, please. 2 of Cups. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles, that really slow moving energy. Like I was saying, how if you are someone who kind of has a desire to fall in love or have a soulmate and all these different type of things, to connect with someone, this could even just be to connect with like friends or something like that. You may found in this lifetime that you kind of struggle in this area a little bit. Like, it's very slow moving compared to what you're used to maybe in other lifetimes. Like, this might produce a bit of frustration for you sometimes. But also your energy might flicker between like different areas of your life. So we got the Six of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. Are there Ace of Cups with these? Then we've got the Seven of Wands in reverse with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, the second message I'm also getting is you chose to incarnate in this lifetime in order to find a way to accept love and let love in, with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Wands with the Ace of Cups here. This Six of Swords and Six of Cup energy is kind of giving me a bit of reminiscing on the past. So there may have been like situations or people in the past that you didn't really give a chance to, even though they kind of offered you a sense of stability. It may have been this opportunity of stability that kind of led you to feel quite closed off or afraid of pursuing things. There's kind of a caution in love, even a caution when it comes to connecting with people. Ten of Swords. I'm not quite sure what this Ten of Swords is. What's Ten of Swords in reverse? Knight of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay. Yeah, it's like there's a certain incompleteness. You guys might be like the counterpart to option number 2, maybe. Because option number 2 was trying to find... actually, to be fair, option number 2 was a bit complicated as well. And you guys are a little bit complicated as well. But with that Two of Cups and Knight of Cups energy there, and the Ten of Swords in reverse to me is like it's a painful ending, but it hasn't quite ended yet. There's something like still lingering here. And again, with the Moon card, you could say that there are certain emotions still lingering. So you guys might find yourself reflecting on the past a lot in this lifetime, reflecting on maybe past opportunities to be in connections with people, and you kind of didn't really go for it. There may have been problems with expressions of love for you guys. We have the Emperor that tried to come out here, and when I'm looking at this Chariot card, he looks very serious, very determined to kind of like do his own thing or go his own way. So maybe you guys struggle to kind of let your guard down, like the Seven of Wands. Let your guard down and accept opportunities of, you know, love or deep emotions. It's kind of like you're rejecting gifts from the universe in a way. You know what? I want to move on to your... I'm moving on a little bit quicker than I did on the other piles, but I do want to move on to your oracle cards here because... I don't want to give you the wrong impression of this reading. So let's take a look at your archetypes. So we have the Mountain and we have the Storm. Straight away with the Mountain... Sorry, I'll show you the Storm first before I begin talking. There's the Storm card. So straight away with the Mountain, you see the idea of a challenge. You know, people climbing mountains, people... Actually, I'm hearing the song now. Ain't no mountain high enough, Get me from you. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no river wide enough. Funny enough, the storm card kind of looks like a river with that little white bit running through it. And that song is reminding me of Shrek. I think it is from Shrek. So, and if you think about Shrek and Fiona and how Fiona was very like this, oh, I want to be in love and all these different things, like very dreamy, like not really grounded on earth. Whereas Shrek was like, you know, Shrek was used to people not liking him. He was used to being feared but not respected. So again, like this Chariot card, very serious person. Like, I'll get my dogs on you if you don't get out my way, like that type of thing. Whereas Fiona's like this wild card woman, like na 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 na. So I just feel like I feel like again when he met Fiona and he met someone who accepted him and could offer these two things, it took him a moment to kind of fight for that love and to like pursue it. You know, it took him a little while to get going, to realize that this is the person for him, or realize that this is what he truly wants from life. Let's take a look at your oracle card. So we had the card Worth Waiting For. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Very interesting. These readings weren't meant to be love readings, but Spirit did want me to use the Romance Angels Oracle card, so that's what I used. So again, when we have waiting, that waiting time, and we saw that slow pentacle energy, yeah, there is a kind of message here about having to either wait for the right moment of someone to be with someone. Because I did start off this reading by suggesting that you may desire love, but again, that could come into maybe a more of an attachment style issue where you want love, or you want to be in a union with someone, you want to be accepted by someone, but there's also that fear there of wanting to get close to someone, so you kind of distance yourself from it until you've maybe healed those wounds in this lifetime. So yeah, there's like a message here of needing to wait for something. I'm hearing needing to wait for the storm to pass. I'm not sure. I'm going to look into these archetype cards a little bit later on. I do want to pull just a tarot card for this Worth Waiting For real quick. What's Worth Waiting For? Yeah, okay. Knight of Pentacles is exactly what I was saying, basically. That Knight of Pentacles energy where it's very slow, but it's very grounded, it's very secure, but it is slow. I feel like Pentacles energy is like years, if I'm being honest with you. Right, let's look at your Wisdom of the Oracle card. So we have all that glitters in reverse for you guys, and then we also have a serendipity in reverse as well. So the card of serendipity is kind of about expecting to be gifted with like expecting that certain events or situations, people, whatever it may be, was meant to turn out better than you thought it would. Would. Than you thought it was. Oh my god, what am I trying to say? So for example, with this, let's just use the example of a relationship again. It's like you really liked someone and you ended up getting into a relationship with them, but actually it didn't work out in the way that you thought it would, and you ended up breaking up or something like that, basically. I feel like maybe there was a moment like this that kind of swayed your direction away from connections in a way, because it was too painful. And it's possible that though that situation that confirmed all of your limiting beliefs about people and love and opening yourself up and being vulnerable and all these different things, it was like you kind of used that situation to justify not opening up again, or not being open to situations with people. And then we have all that glitters here, which is very similar to that serendipitous card in reverse, which is like looking at people or situations with rose tinted glasses, but also seeing only, yeah, again, where I'm saying how you may not see the value in people, the Ace of Pentacles value, a gift. You don't see things as a gift until it kind of isn't there anymore. And then there's this reminiscing feeling, there's this feeling of reflecting on those moments like, I should have really taken that opportunity, or I should have just said yes. So this could even, it doesn't have to be with a relationship, and really it could be that a relationship taught you this, but it could be about other areas of your life as well, like careers, friendships, or anything. It may be that you kind of move quite slowly in situations to a point where you seem like you're not moving at all. And it means that those situations or those people don't wait around for you. They kind of just fizzle out. There's a certain caution when it comes to things, an over caution. Let me take a look at this. I'm drawn to the numbers here. We have 16 and 18. Those numbers could be important to you. Or you could have a life path 7 or life path 9. Could be, sorry, not have. You could be a life path 7 or life path 9. So I'm going to just read the Serendipity card. Oh, sorry, no, the All That Glitters card even. Yeah, so the Serendipity card also kind of points to having these experiences to learn lessons, not to hurt you, basically, not to make your life worse necessarily. It's to help your soul to grow. So it's like you incarnated in this lifetime to learn these lessons, to experience these disappointments, and to basically pick yourself back up again. Okay, so the All That Glitters card offers a bit of a different message. It says, this is a signal to walk away from what you are contemplating. There is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how spirit protects you? Better things await. I'm really drawn to that last line where it says better things await. So if we go from the Serendipity card where you got yourself in a situation and it didn't work out in the way that you wanted it to or you thought it would, but maybe you tend to hold on to the things that aren't for you opposed to going after the things that are for you. And there is a message about getting that balance kind of right. I'm going to put a tarot card for that. All That Glitters again. So can you just clarify All That Glitters one line? Where's All That Glitters here? Two of Swords. Yes, exactly what I was saying. I love that just came out. Completely clarifies the message of learning to decipher between the two. You have the blindfold on, and she almost has to use her intuition as well. She has to use I feel like intuition comes from our emotionality a lot of the time. How we feel about things, our instant kind of feelings or reactions to things, opposed to overthinking everything. It's like she puts on this blindfold so that she can hear correctly. She can use her other senses to decide which option is best. Yeah, I love that came out because it really confirmed what I was saying there. So this All That Glitters card is pointing to why you came to this lifetime, to learn how to pursue how to say yes to the things that make you feel good, and to say no to the warning signs, basically the stuff that's that blinker with red lights all over them. Even if the things that make you feel better make you feel a bit uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Sometimes the things that are comfortable to us aren't the best options for us. Right, so let me get the messages for the mountain and the storm so that we can see what those are about. This deck is still new to me, by the way, so that's why I kind of look at the book, even though I kind of like to look at the guidebooks anyway, because they always offer that little nugget of information that we need. It just helps tie everything I say together. Right, so the mountain, the ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands externally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, Sudas, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purists and the perfectionists in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, miracles, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. Okay, yeah, that tied everything together. I definitely need to read from the guidebook for that one, because I would not put two and two together for that one. Because in the mountain we do see, I was very, interested in why there's a little figure in between that. So this ties into that serendipity card as well. Pursuing something because you think it looks shiny, because it's great, because externally it cooperates with your ego. That person makes you look good. That person makes other people think you are more desirable. But it's like, within that person, within that mountain, that person, it's like hollow. It's just icy and cold. Whereas in the other one, who you may have overlooked, who may be a smaller peak, who may offer less of a challenge to you. And sometimes I find that as well when we talk about maybe attachment styles or wounds or whatever. Sometimes people who offer us with love so easily, we kind of shy away from, because we're like, wait, you guys might have some Virgo qualities about you as well. I'm meant to work for love. Like, I'm taught that I'm meant to work for love. I'm taught that love doesn't come this easily. This must be wrong. But actually, even though this is a smaller mountain to climb, the gold is like, this mountain is filled with gold, filled with beauty inside. Okay, let's go to the storm. The storm, the chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the Tarot's Tower card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. Yeah, so that's bringing together the worth waiting for card. Not forcing things, situations, people, waiting until the perfect moment, waiting until the chaos passes and you can start thinking clearly again. Like this Two of Swords card as well. She puts on the blindfold. She's been attacked by these birds, and all this information. But she silences it by closing her eyes, by taking a step back. If we think about the actual one in the traditional Rider-Waite, which I don't have on me right now. I mean the card on me right now. That might be it. Hey, there it is. Okay, here we go. So the Two of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite sits with the two swords here. And a blindfold on again. And that moon up here is where I talk about the intuition coming through. She's balancing the mind and heart to make the right decision. She's calming the waters within herself in order to make sure that when she starts moving again, she'll be going in the right direction. And you actually do have these little peaks, little mountains in this river here as well. Okay guys, so that is everything that I have for you. Option number 3. Thank you so much for coming to this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below how it resonated with you. If you are new here and want to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. I'm also now open for private readings if you're interested. There is a link in the description box, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, option number 4. Welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose a Labradorite, we made it. I don't know how readers do more than 4 piles, because by the time I get to option number 4, I am personally exhausted. Sorry, let me remove my phone. I really commend those who can do more than this and do it so consistently as well. Guys, you don't know. If you read, then you know. If you don't read, then please give those people the thumbs up, comment on their stuff, like really, because they are really doing the thing. So because I have already pulled your oracle cards for you, I'm going to pull your tarot cards on screen. You know, I like to do one or the other really most of the time, unless I'm feeling particularly lazy. So those who use the Labradorite, please, option number 4. Oh, they choose to go on this side. Okay, right, so the Lovers again, damn. Everyone is learning about love, and I feel like that just goes to show how much the message of, you know, love being the reason that we do everything, and love being like it's like everything comes down to that feeling, that energy, not one energy, but that energy of love over everything, right? How we learn, how we grow is through love, through the pursuit of oneness, of connectivity, interconnectedness. Okay, one more card please. And the Rebirth. I will show you the cards as I talk about them, opposed to right now, because it just gets a bit much. So again, for pile number 4, it could have been a relationship or a intimate situation that has brought this awareness to your soul, has brought these lessons to you. I do feel a sense of career in your reading as well, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords here. It's like someone studying, someone learning how to build their finances, how to become wealthy in some way, or financially stable. And I feel like it's also about learning your definition of it. I'll say it and then I'll try and make sense of it. Your definition of value. For example, you could be the rich, you know, you could be a millionaire and live in a mansion by the beach, but you could also live in a cottage in, you know, like a forest or in a village or something like that. Live in a small quaint place. It's your definition of success, your definition of value, of what is it of importance to you. I'm feeling very at peace with that. I feel like it's definitely something that comes with a lot more of maturity and age. So that could be representing in how you guys come into this as well. Because you're going from a page of someone learning, of someone exploring, of, you know, taking risks. You know, this page is standing on the sword, walking along like a tightrope. Taking the risk and filling your ideas, filling your head with all these ideas. And then it comes to this point of like, I'm hearing gratitude, but also feeling quite stable in self and where you've gone, what you've achieved. It's like she's almost in this rest period here. And this peacefulness as well. Let's get some clarifiers. I don't know why the page is sort of here. Page of Pentacles, another page. Yeah, so it could even be business ideas as well. That's a quick Pentacles here. Oh, goodness me. So that's the Fool card. Again, that youthfulness coming through here. The idea of freedom, of, and I wanted to say, actually I didn't say this, but in the Queen of Pentacles card, I felt this idea of, you know, like money bringing financial freedom. It's not so much that you want all this money and you want to accumulate things. It's more so the idea of, I get to choose what I want to do. I get to choose to live out here in this cottage and be around this nature farm, or nurture myself, my relationships, my family, or whatever it is. But because you get to choose that, because you have this financial freedom. And then you also had the Ten of Swords as well pop out there, which this Ten of Swords, I always say it as well, it represents for me an ending that brings about freedom, that brings about release, brings about new opportunities. Yeah, the Ace of Cups. Clarifying the Lovers card. Ooh. So definitely talking about emotions for you guys. And again, when I'm talking about this interconnectedness, this oneness, the idea of linking yourself to someone else, and not in like a codependent way, but I feel like some of us in this lifetime and in general just get this opportunity to indulge in love, to feel that ultimate divine, like the highest level of love that there is. And I only say some of us because I think sometimes we come to this, like with the other piles, there is a lot more lessons that go on in love. But for some of us, there's just that, you know, we meet that person, and obviously you go through ups and downs and all these things, but you meet that person and you kind of just, it sticks. It just fills you up with so much warmth. Like when I look at this, I feel this indulgence, I feel this warmth about it. And it's not toxic either. It's like a whirlwind, like getting caught up in someone and it being okay. I feel like a lot of time our spiritual lessons is to be independent and do this yourself and all these boring things. All the things my Libra rising hates. No, I'm joking. But yeah, sometimes we get the blessing of being able to indulge in another. Clarify death and rebirth, please. Five of Pentacles. Okay. That's very interesting. Again, talking about that money factor, that idea of not having enough, not being able to escape this reality, possible loneliness. So with the death and rebirth, which I'm surprised it didn't come out here because I would have read it a bit differently. But you even have the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, actually. Yeah, I don't think that this is coming to you necessarily easily, like I'm saying it's coming to you easily, but I don't think this is all going to come to you without challenge. I don't, because, you know, we wouldn't decide to incarnate on Earth if we didn't want to grow in some way, if we didn't want to learn something new, much like these pages. And I think you have been through, or you will be going through at some point in your life, transformations through difficult, isolating periods. Let's get a bit more information on that. These are right, even. The Five of Pentacles making around for those future Labradorite. Yeah, Nine of Swords. See all this? There's very much so difficult energy coming in here at the end of this reading. I mean, sorry, of this spread. We have the Knight of Swords reversed, the Nine of Swords upright. A lot of anxieties, a lot of worries. Again, when we're talking about that financial freedom, the freedom of not needing to worry. Like this Queen of Pentacles compared to this Nine of Swords person. Like the Queen of Pentacles looks like she's in her element. She is thriving. She is peaceful. She is nourished. This Nine of Swords is like, I don't know what I'm doing. What the hell's going on here? There's a lot going on up in her head. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling isolated as well. I'm very drawn to the clear bird here, and I feel like you also have spirit always whispering in your ear, in a positive way, I mean. You always have this one soothing voice that overpowers the rest. And I think that is also going to be a lesson for you, is about how you move past these self-limiting beliefs, how you move past these anxieties or fears about the future. Because this death and rebirth always gives me future energy as we look into this hooded person and we just see trees. Even if we think about the trees here, seeing this future here, when I'm talking about the Queen of Pentacles being in nature, you guys might have a dream of living in nature, living a very peaceful life, quite quiet life as well, like doing your work, retiring early and just enjoying life, if that makes sense. So it's funny that I'm talking about this death and rebirth as looking into the future here, being zapped into this reality that the Queen of Pentacles is living in. Let's move on to Oracle cards, actually, see what more we can get. So let's start off with the archetype cards. So we have the Temple. The Temple. You even have the flowers, the leaves pointing out here as well. Temple is reminding me of like a safe haven. A place that is sacred. It's like you guys might want your own garden or something like that. You crave, you know, like a secret garden in the Secret Garden, the film or the book even. Or a library with the Page of Swords here. It's like you crave this safe haven. It could even be with another person. Because other people can sometimes be feeling that home, that sense of home, that sense of safety. I feel like these three represent the future for you, represent what you want to happen, or why your soul even came here. It's to indulge in these things, indulge in knowledge, to grow, to learn, to come up with brilliant ideas. Could be even wanting to write a book for some of you guys. And then to have experienced this financial freedom, this sanctuary, this peace, this connectedness to the earth and to nature. And then also this indulgence of love, of passion, of sex, I'm hearing. So we have the Temple, yes. And then we also have the Bridge. The Bridge. Okay, let's look at the Romance Oracle. So we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That is so funny that that came up, because I was just like, you know, some of us have this boring spiritual lesson that we have to love ourselves first, but you guys are the lucky ones who don't have to do that. To be fair, I didn't say you don't have to do that, but I think this card is coming to say that, you know, That's still going to be a part of your journey. It's still going to be a lesson that you have to learn, is to love yourself first, is to, and I think again that comes into this Queen of Pentacles energy here, where it talks about what do you value. It's not about what everyone else thinks or what everyone else values or wants from life, but what do you want? And will you almost save yourself? Will you grow your knowledge in order to get this thing? Like, you know, becoming financially free isn't always, takes commitment, it takes dedication to get to that point. And sometimes it takes saying no to certain situations or certain people. Again, this could even point to the idea of wanting that soulmate partner, wanting that one divine love, basically. And it's like closing yourself off, not in a negative way, not in like a emotionally, like a deflective way, or whatever the word is I'm trying to find, a detached way, emotionally detached way, but just like not allowing everyone in your circle. Because I feel like you're the type of person who craves this quiet, who craves this sanctuary, and in order to get there, and even in the sanctuary itself, you know, you have to start living the life that you want to live, if that makes sense. So if you're letting everyone and their mum in your circle pushing against your boundaries right now, then why would that suddenly change when you get X amount of money, or become financially free, or get this home that you've desired? Why would it change if you're doing it, if you haven't started practicing that from now, if that makes sense? So I think this is as well for you guys about setting boundaries, learning the lessons of setting boundaries, of saying no, of yeah, knowing what is for you, and waiting as well. Okay, so we have the card Orphaned here, which I'm not surprised to see considering that Five of Pentacles came out here. Also my number 5 as well. And we have the card To Be Fair, 38. Or a 10. So going from a 5, well, I'm going from a 10 to a 5, but going from a 5 to a 10. It's like leveling up. Getting everything that you deserve, everything that you want from life. But not starting there, you know, not starting with the wealthy family or something like that. Like, you actually have to, there's this message of you guys needing to commit to getting to this destination, of pushing through the negativity, pushing through the challenges that you may experience in order to get there. So yeah, the Orphan card does again talk about that isolation, that loneliness, of feeling left behind, of maybe feeling like you don't have that person, of like you don't have the finances or whatever it may be to get you to this situation. So pushing through those negative self-beliefs. I didn't even realize she was got a bird head on her. I would look up the spiritual meaning of crows as well. Some of you guys might be ballerinas or into ballet as well, side note. Or like Black Swan is your favourite movie or something like that. I want to look at this To Be Fair card. I am drawn to this oracle message here. It says, life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing. Yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You reap what you sow. For every cause there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. So yeah, I think that really points to these cards here, the Page of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Going between a state of the unknown, of discovery, of, because the Page to me is quite a youthful energy as well, and inexperiencedness, and then going to this expert level, to this abundance of life, of wealth, of love. Not saying you're going to go with and without, but you guys might have some strong Plutonian energy as well affecting you, where you might experience these extremes. So why your soul has chosen to incarnate in this lifetime to experience both of these things. And it makes you more relatable as well. You may be the type of person who can just like talk to anyone or find a way to relate to anyone. They're very empathetic people, I would say. Okay, let's take a look at these archetype cards. So we start off with the bridge here. The connection, the link, the gate. Bridges are built to connect two worlds. They create flow, allowing us to travel between realms, ideologies, personalities. This archetype is a gesture of acceptance, of saying yes rather than withdrawing, separating and saying no. When we cross a bridge to an unknown land, we are led magically into a new reality. We open up to otherness. Healing and communication are made possible. We enter a state of curiosity, wonder and learning. The shaman, for example, creates the bridge between the everyday world and the sacred. This card asks us to study the connections between the seemingly disconnected parts of our life. Relationships, ideologies, histories. Remember that a bridge cannot be forced. It must be made with love, or its structure will not withstand the inevitable weather of life. So I think that really connects to what we're saying here, when I feel like you want to experience everything. You want to experience the beauty of life, and also the not so beautiful parts of life as well. The full human experience, as they call it. And the reason I picked up the Queen of Pentacles for the histories is because, like I'm talking here, when she looks a lot mature, she's a lot more mature than the page. She knows more, she's more grounded, she's more at peace with her decisions and life in general. And it's like, as you get to these kind of older ages in your life, I feel like you'll really start to reflect on the past and feel a lot of value for everything that you've been through and all the experiences that you've had. The histories, learning from them, but not allowing them to, cause you to waver off your path. It's a really nice pile, actually, a really nice reading. Let's just get the temple. Oh, here it is. Okay. Didn't I say sanctuary? Did I? Oh, it says sacred. I can't remember. Okay. The temple, the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping out into the dazzling light of the forest, slowly and sensually kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inwards. Guys, this reading is too accurate. This card is called to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshipping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. Oh, I love that. I just love when everything just connects so nicely. So, okay. Yeah. Finding that sacredness. When I was saying how, I think it was your pal, please be your pal. When I was saying how, the thing about boundaries. If you want to create, you have this vision of a sacred place in the future, this secret garden, this beautiful house, whatever it may be, this kind of structure, let's say. But at present, you let everyone into your circle. You let everyone cross your boundaries, whatever it may be. You don't practice existing in this sacred place right now. So how would you expect to cultivate this sacred place in the future. If you haven't learned the lessons, if you haven't learned how to, or you haven't even built a connection with this sacredity, it's saying that even in this state of orphanedness, even in this state of the Five of Pentacles, you can be connected to the divine. You can be connected to this sacredness, to this love, to this information. Everything that you crave in the future is here with you now. You can cultivate it now. That's why you chose to incarnate in this lifetime. And when the first message I said to you guys about oneness, about interconnectedness, so as much as it may be about interconnectedness to other people, it's about interconnectedness within ourselves, from our past lives, our present lives, and our future lives. All of them are one. And I feel like you guys are learning this lesson in this lifetime. So guys, that is everything that I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below how it resonated with you. If you are new here and would like to see more from me, I post mostly spiritual and lifestyle content, and you can subscribe down below. I am now open for personal readings. If you're interested, there will be a link in the description, and I will see you in my next one.